thank you so much for being here. You were in the corner for a couple of your guys. I think they all won, right?
Yeah, both our guys won, so that's good. Norbert in spectacular fashion. Doesn't surprise me. Shipman a little bit more of a struggle, but he's up against Charlie Ward, who's not going to be an easy fight for anybody. So he played it very tactical and got the win, so I'm happy for both of them.
Well, back to you, because you have a big fight coming up, Mike. Why did you sign to fight Goiti Yamauchi? Because he's number 5. Why not with the other guys? And he's a tough task. I don't mean it like that. But how did you come with Goiti?
We were going to go with Jason Jackson, but I believe he's next in line for the title. So he was like, I'd prefer to wait for this fight. Completely makes sense. And I know he's not scared of anybody. So it's not a case of, let me duck. It's a case of, it makes more sense to me. Instead of having another fight that can potentially knock me back, I'm already in line for the title. I can sit back, wait for these two to finish, and then take the winner of the fight. So it was supposed to be that, and then I think the next person down was going to be Yamauchi.
So what do you know about him, and why does this fight excite you?
It excites me because he's a specialist, he's exceptional in a specific area, and I'm exceptional in a completely different area. And this is what MMA is about. It's about those two styles crossing, which one's going to be, the most effective on the day. So it's just a great fight. And he came off a win, spectacular win against Gracie, and showcased his boxing style as well. So yeah, he's an amazing athlete.
Last one for you, Mike, because I know you're not going to be the main event of that night. What do you want to do after that? Because I want to look a little bit forward, because
party.
No, but people love you in Europe. They are building cards around you. You are the big ticket seller. Do you think after that you're going to come back to Europe again, Mike?
It depends. You never know where the fight's going to take you, where the fight game's going to take you. And I don't care too much about stuff. I've never cared about stuff like that. Because I always say, if I'm on the card, I'm the main event. If I'm on the card, you're remembering what I'm doing. I don't care where I'm on the bill, I'm the main event.
Please come to Amsterdam soon.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Michael, your teammate Norbert Naveni Jr. coming back from a long layoff with injury. He put on an absolutely flawless performance out there. Just how special is this kid?
Like, every time somebody asks me, don't tell him though, because I don't. But every time somebody asks me, like, who's the next special thing in your gym, I always mention him. Who's the most well-rounded, I always mention him. You wouldn't even, just from what you just saw, even today, you wouldn't believe he's got an amazing wrestling background. Like, he was raised in wrestling, because his striking is unbelievable. So yeah, he's scary all around, and even his jiu-jitsu and stuff. You guys haven't seen anything yet, so I'm looking forward to that growth.
What is it specific? What is it that makes him so special?
He's, I don't want to big him up too much. He's just special. But to be fair, he lives for it. He went through a difficult time, and I think it's always hard for anybody to kind of come from layoffs, but mentally it can screw with you as well. He had a massive knee injury, and it can kind of mess with you mentally. And as young as he is, he's very mature. Seriously, I got him under my wing, and I could just see amazing things for him.
Yeah, your other teammate Mike Shipman was fighting Charlie Ward, a solid win there tonight. Charlie seemed to be having some fun, showboating a little bit in the second round. Did you, as a showman yourself, did you appreciate that?
100%. He's in his home crowd. It's down to him to kind of get the people going. And I think in turn, I throw the energy to the crowd throws it back to me. So sometimes you need that. So, he's like, he taunts a little bit, they get loud, and it makes you want to, go push a bit harder. But obviously it's a difficult night for him.
We most recently saw you in bare knuckle against Mike Perry. How do you reflect on that experience? Obviously you didn't come away with the win. Do you regret taking that fight at all?
No, not at all. Fun fight, fun night. Everyone's, controversial about the decision. I don't really care. For me, I'll go and do it. I'm a combat artist. Give me a challenge. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go in there. Very different. Very, very different. Every graze causes an effect. Whereas here, you kind of have to hit clean. But it's almost like you have elbows for hands. Everything you put out there is damaging. And I had to really tough it out that night, and I enjoyed it.
Would you take another bare knuckle fight?
100% yes. Bellator is cool, I'm staying here for now, but 100% yes, I would.
Obviously the welterweight title is being contested tonight between Amosov and Storley. Who do you see winning that later on?
It's a difficult one. In all honesty, I'm a massive fan of Amosov. His style, striking, wrestling ability. I love the way he puts it together. obviously now experience being in the cage with Storley, seeing their last fight, with the addition of the extra 2 rounds, I think potentially Storley can steal it. If it goes the same and then there's 2 extra rounds, then I think it's leaning in more Storley's way. And obviously with the time off, with what he had to go through, we don't know how of an effect that is for anybody. So hopefully, you know, it hasn't changed anything, and he's still the amazing athlete that we all know. And it's just going to be a spectacular night.
Last one for me. KSI has been training in London Shoe Fighters. Is he good? Is he a good boxer? How good is he?
He's, for me, you know what it is? A lot of people get hung up on the YouTube title. I don't care where you come from, because there's fighters that were ex-rugby players, there's fighters that were mechanics, there's fighters that were, but we just didn't know. So I only know you from MMA now. So we don't criticize them. But because we knew their background, we see their background, oh, they're just a YouTuber. I don't care where you come from, as long as you put the work in the gym and you take it seriously as a combat athlete, you're a combat athlete to me. And this guy's in the gym every single day, putting in work. And you see the transformation in his body and what he's done for himself. And obviously that last fight, he's improving, getting better. He's a combat athlete.
Michael, I think some MMA fans are a little bit frustrated because you get to almost near the top in Bellator, you go to boxing. You get to the very top, arguably win the fight, you go to bare knuckle. And a lot of people just want to see you continually fight the best MMA fighters in the world. For you, can you explain to us what it feels like for you? Like, is it about legacy for you? Is it about just doing all the different things rather than the actual titles and staying there at the very top?
You know what? I love what I do. I love combat, full stop. So before anything, I'm a combat athlete. And like I said before, any challenge you want to put in front of me, I'll do it. But on my journey, there's a lot of stuff that goes in the background that people don't see. So for example, just the last fight. Lost the fight, frustrating fight, but I don't care. I'm like, yeah, let me get back in. Everybody saw what I did after I lost against Lima. I'm like, back in, had 5 fights in that year, yeah? I wanted to do the same thing. At the time, Bellator had already had their shows filled and never had rescheduled for the next year as of yet. I'm like, I can't sit here waiting. I need to do something. The opportunity of bare knuckle came in, and I was like, taking it, 100% I'm taking it. So, and Bellator, thanks to Scott Coker, thanks to the team for allowing me to lean into these things, because if I was in another show, that wouldn't happen. So, for me, I'm massively thankful for them, but also I get to keep challenging myself and not just be twiddling my thumbs or be in a gym busting my ass with no goal in mind, because technically I'd probably still be fighting at this time. You know what I mean? The bare knuckle didn't sway my, you know, my drive or my what should I say, my lane in MMA. Same with the boxing fights. There was a perfect time for me to squeeze it in, so I did, and that's all it is.
You fought here in Ireland once for, obviously, against Richard Kiley. We likely have a card coming up again in September. I know you have the Yamauchi fight first, but is that somewhere you'd like to fight on this raucous Irish crowd again?
I could literally just wait for what's about to happen in a second. These guys make hella noise. The energy here is great. The arena's great. This fighting in front of this crowd is unbelievable. So if I can get a chance to jump back in here, I'd 100% do it again. You know what I mean? And here we go. All right, we're back.
Scott Coker had said that he felt that you bet Storley in that fight. Do you have a preference on who do you want to win tonight? Do you want a rematch with Storley, or would you like a fight with Amosov?
I'm a bit greedy. I want it all. You know, to be fair, whoever ends up with the belt, obviously that's going to be the target, the predominant target. But seeing as I may have time in between, because like I said, I'm not going to be the next in line, just because of how things are. I'm probably not going to be the next in line, so maybe I take the person who loses the fight. So whoever it is, I get to do that, win that, and then go again and get the belt. And whoever has the belt at that particular time. So, yeah, either or. Both challenges are great. I 100% want to get one back with Storley. But Amosov just looks, man, tasty. Like that fight would be great, you know? So, I want both.
You're someone who's obviously very mentally strong. For the first time in your career, for counting the Mike Perry fight, you're coming off the back of 2 losses. Has that bulletproof mindset of yours had any dents in the last while since
No,
then?
so obviously both fights are extremely close, and I think that kind of helps, where people are like, nah, you won that fight. It kind of helps that I'm still on track, it was close, and these are all guys at their high level. So 100% I'm still the same, and even if I lost badly, I'm the same. That's just how I am in life, let alone anything else. I've had some crazy personal journeys, and still I'm here. So a loss in a fight is nothing in comparison. So my mind is going to be the same no matter what.
You're one of the few MMA fighters that has kind of championed we call it, you said, the YouTube boxing. That said, who do you pick in the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight tomorrow?
Honestly, Jake Paul. I don't particularly rate Fury that much. Tommy Fury, I don't really rate him that much. So I'm going to say Jake Paul. I don't believe he's going to be the one to shut Jake Paul up.
Thanks very much. I hope we see you back here fighting soon.
Thanks, man. Good. Nice one, man. Take it.